Welcome back friends. In this video we will talk about clustering using mixture model or EM clustering algorithm. Now the main objective of this particular video is to know what is mixture model, what do you mean by estimation model parameter, likelihood function, then we will see for basic EM steps, example, one simple example, and then finally Python implementation. Now that means clusters are formed based on statistical model. So here using the statistical model we can identify the clusters. Now the data may be generated as a result of a statistical process, and to describe the data by finding the statistical model that best fits the data, where the statistical model is described in terms of a distribution and a set of parameters true for that distribution. That means let one statistical process is there. Okay, that statistical process may generate some data. Okay, generate some data. That data may be generated some statistical process by the and we may apply statistical model. We can use some statistical model that best fit the model, that best fit the data. And then the distribution is identified with a set of parameters. Okay, with the help of parameter, say mu, sigma, we can identify the distribution. The distributions are identified. The distributions are identified. Okay. Okay, next we'll talk about what is mixture model. Okay. Now, mixture models view the dataset as a set of observations from a mixture of different probability distributions. Okay. Now see, you can see, suppose a dataset is there. Say, this is what our dataset, and few data are there. Say, few data are there. That means, say, we assume that there are three distributions are there. Distribution 1, distribution 2 and distribution 3. That means for mixture model each distribution describes a different group or clusters. So assume that this is cluster 1, this is cluster 2, this is cluster 3. Okay, so three distribution there must be, so there must be separate parameters. So maybe mu1 and sigma 1. This is maybe mu2 sigma 2, and for this maybe mu3 sigma 3. These are the distribution parameters. Okay, now we identify which data belongs to which clusters. Okay, now our goal is to identify which data belongs to which cluster, and the cluster assigned is not Cripps. Okay, that means we have to assign some weight vector, weight value for that data. The weight of this probability of that data belongs to this particular cluster is much more high than these two clusters, or probability of this cluster belongs to this particular distribution is high than these two clusters. So our goal is to estimate the parameters using statistical models. So our goal is to estimate the parameters to describe the model. Okay, now suppose we want to know its mean. So that mean may be somewhere here, maybe somewhere here, maybe somewhere here. So from this mean we can describe the clusters. So our aim is to identify the mean of this, the parameters of the clusters. Now the question is statistically how can we estimate the model parameter? Let we have a data say x, okay, and that probability density function for this particular data x, given that theta is a parameter. So theta means nothing but the mean and the sigma, or the basic parameters. The probability density will be what? It is I is equal to 1 to n. So we can watch our previous video where we have discussed in detail the probability density function, or this one, or normal distribution xi minus mu square by 2 sigma square. Okay, now this is what probability density function for a normal distribution. So here the value will be high when it is at mu. Okay, and this is nothing but the sigma. Okay, now since this value is much more small, very small, okay, hence we take the log in both the side. So if you take the log, then the equation will be okay. So with the help of this equation we can estimate the parameters. Okay, now if mu and sigma are not known, then we have to select suitable parameters mu and sigma so that this value is maximum. Okay, so this principle is called maximum likelihood principle. Now we can see here at that particular mean, at perfect mean, that value is maximum. Now if you select mean here, that value will be what? Lesser than this particular part. And if you select mean here, then that value is what? Lesser than this. So we have to try different mu values so that this particular value is maximum. This concept is called maximum likelihood principle. Okay. Now we can see what is likelihood function. Given a set of data, the probability of the data regarded as a function of the parameter is called likelihood function. Let we have a data, okay, and we assume as a probability of the data is the function. So probability of the data is nothing but a function. Probability of the data is the function. Okay, and we have to identify the parameters. So this is called likelihood function. Next we will talk about the EM algorithm. The EM algorithm. Okay, now we can use the maximum likelihood approach to estimate the model parameters for a mixed model. Okay, so given a guess for the parameters like this one, here we have to guess. So we have to select few. Now we can just say, suppose we have select some mu1 and mu values. Few values we have to guess. Okay, and every time we have to identify this value, identify this particular value every time, and pick up the maximum value. Say this is the maximum value. Now this value will be the model parameter. This value will be the actual parameter of the distribution. Okay, that is what maximum likelihood principle. Now given a guess for the parameter values, the EM algorithm calculates the probability that each point belongs to each distribution, and then uses this probability to compute a new estimate for the parameters. So first of all, guess the parameter. First of all, the first step is what? Guess the parameter. Then EM algorithm, then expected algorithm calculate the probability. Okay, so this is what the EM basic EM step. So guess the parameters, then EM calculate the probability that each data points belong to each distribution, then compute a new estimate for the parameter. Now if the condition is satisfied, if the convergence is, if parameters do not change, or if parameters change, then iterate the process, then follow the same process. Okay, so if it is yes for this, otherwise no, then stop the process. Okay, so this iteration continues until the estimation of the parameters either do not change or change very little. Okay, next we will see basic EM step. Okay, now the input data x1, so I varies from 1 to n number of data is there, k number of clusters, assume k is equal to number of clusters. Output is set of parameters theta j varies from 1 to k, and the clusters, okay, say clusters j also. Now step 1 is randomly select initial parameters theta j. Here we assume that data is distributed normally. and there must be a weight value, that is assume it is 0.5 fixed. Now step 2 while 1, that means infinite loop. Now in step 3 expectation step, for each data xi, I varies from 1 to n, calculate probability of j distribution given that xi and theta. So for each data xi and the parameter theta, we have to identify the jth distributions. Let jth distribution means what? Let two distributions are there. So if k is equal to 2, so here j is equal to 1 and j is equal to 2. So we have to identify the jth distribution for probability distribution using this data and parameter for this distribution as well as for this distribution. This is the assignment step. Next is the maximization step. So using the probability jth distribution xi comma z, just we have identified, okay, I varies from 1 to n, find the new estimate of the parameters that maximize the expected likelihood. Okay, now here it is called update the centroids. And step 5, if parameters do not change, then break the step. Okay, because if the parameters change, then we have to continue this particular process, why? Because it is a infinite loop. So if the parameters do not change, then break the loop, means what? Come out from the loop. Otherwise continuously execute step 3 and 4. Okay, next we will see the proper steps. Now EM clustering algorithm. Now here what? Step 1, randomly select the initial set of parameters. Let k is equal to 2. Now two clusters we want, and weight say 0.5. So two clusters, that means we need to know what is mu1 and what is mu2. Similarly, what is sigma 1 and what is sigma 2. We have to estimate. Now expectation step is what? For every data xi, I is equal to 1 to n, we have to calculate probability of the jth distribution given that xi and theta j. Okay, so these two distributions are there. So k is equal to 1, cluster 1, k is equal to 2. That means j is equal to 1, j is equal to 2 distributions are there. So that means there must be theta 1 and here it is to be theta 2. So theta 1, so mu1 sigma 1 belongs to theta 1, mu2 sigma 2 belongs to theta 2. So calculate per distribution, the formula is what? Wj into probability xi given theta j by summation of j is equal to 1 to k wj probability xi given theta j. Now how to calculate probability xi given theta j is 1 by square root of 2 pi sigma j e to the power minus xi minus mu j whole square by 2 sigma j square. This is the probability density function for the normal distribution. Now with the help of this calculation, we have to identify the probability distribution for the jth distribution given that xi and theta j. Next is maximization steps. So here we identify the mean. So mu j is equal to I is equal to 1 to n, n is the number of data, xi into probability of j distribution given that xi theta j by probability of I is equal to 1 to n, probability of j distribution xi and theta j. So here it is nothing but update the centroid. Now repeat step 3 and 4. Okay, so repeat step 3 and 4 if centroids do not change. Okay, and we set as a convergence criteria. Okay, now see one example. So say data, we have a set 6 data, say 1, 2, 3, 10, 11 and 12. Okay, so here we have taken the simple data, one single dimension data. So definitely we can convert this into 2 dimension data. So definitely 2 clusters are there. So we have to identify the mu1, sigma 1, mu2 and sigma 2. Now we further simplify the thing. We assume that sigma 1 is also given. So assume it is 0.82 and sigma 2 is also 0.82. Okay, and let k is equal to 2. That means we have to guess mu. We have to randomly select 2 mu values for these two distribution. Assume we have select 3 and 10. So better to guess a data, the mean should be the in between the data. Okay, so suppose you want to know the mean of this particular distribution, so the value of the mean should be what? In between 1 to 12. Okay, Now the mean value should be in between 1 to 12, it should not be less than 1 or more than 12. So it will be better randomly select a data as the initial mean from the data itself. So we have select 3 and 10 as the initial mean. So k is equal to 2, that means what? J varies from 1 to 2, so initially j is equal to 1, then it is 2. This is what our step, initialization step. Next we'll talk about step 2. Say first xi is equal to 1. So when I is equal to 1, so x1 is equal to 1, the first data, for the first data we have to calculate, we have to use this particular formula. So first of all you have to calculate this particular formula, probability of x1 given that theta j. So we have to identify probability of x1 given that theta 1, because here j is equal to 1 first time. Okay, now we have to apply the formula 1 by 2 pi into 0.82 square, okay, sigma 1 square e to the power minus 1 minus mean, initial mean was 3 square pi 2 into sigma square. Okay, now the value is 0.0248. Similarly, for j is equal to 2, probability of x1 theta 2, so it is what, 1 by 2 pi 0.82 square e to the power minus 1 minus 3 square, sorry, 1 minus 10 square, because it is 10 by 2 into sigma square, and its value is very small, it is near to the 0. Okay, so probability of the first distribution for the first data for theta 1, it is nothing but, you can see the formula, wj we have select is 0.5, so 0.5 into the probability. So what is probability? Probability is what? 0.0248, just we have identified, by summation of both, okay, theta j 1 and 2, so that means summation of these two. So summation of these two is what? 0.5 into 0.0248 plus 0.5 into this 0, and if you solve it, the answer will be 1. Similarly, we have to calculate probability of the second distribution for the first data, but for the using second parameters. So it will be what? 0.5 into 0 divided by 0.5 into 0.0248 plus 0.5 into 0. So here it will be, the answer is what? 0. So from this data, from this information, we can identify one weight matrix. J is equal to 1 and j is equal to 2, or for cluster 1 and cluster 2. So x1 c1, so this is what? Jth class first data, okay, first data, probability first distribution of xy theta is what? It is 1. And for the first data with parameter 2, second distribution is what? It is what? 0. Similarly, we have to, if I is equal to 2, we have to identify for the second data. So the value is what? The value is x2 is equal to 2. And if you use the same concept, then here also output will be this one. For the third data, it is this one. For fourth data will be 0, 1. For fifth data, 0, 1. For sixth data, 0, 1. Okay, so this is the end of expectation step. After that, we have to identify the maximization step. So to calculate the maximization step, we have to use this particular formula. Now here we need the addition of the jth distribution for all the data. Okay, so that means if you add the columns, so 1 2 3, and here we 1 2 3, so this is nothing but probability of, okay, I is equal to 1 to n, okay, I is equal to 1 to n, probability of first distribution given that xi and theta 1. Similarly, this one is what? Summation of 1 to n, means all the data, probability of second distribution given that all the data and theta 2. So this is nothing but this one. So step 4, we have to use this particular formula. Say mu j is equal to, okay, so for mu 1, okay, j is equal to 1, we can write summation of 1 to n for all the data, say x1 into probability of jth distribution when x1 is there for the theta 1. So it is what? It is 1. So it is 1 by addition of these two, addition of all. So it is what? Summation of jth distribution even xi given theta j. So it is what? 3. So x1 into 1 by 3 plus what is summation, so xi, then it will be what? x2 into this one, so x2 into similarly 1 by 3. So and up to x6 into 0 by 6. Okay, so in detail, x1 is what? It is 1 into 1 by 3, x2 is 2 into 1 by 3, 3 into 1 by 3 plus 10 into 0 by 3, then next data is what? 11 into 0 by 3 plus 12 into 0 by 3, and if you solve it, you can get mu 1 is equal to say 2. Similarly, you have to calculate the mu 2. Mu 2 will be what? x1 into probability of jth distribution, so 0 by 3 for this particular column for second cluster. So that means what? 1 into 0 by 3 plus 2 into 0 by 3 plus 3 into 0 by 3 plus 10 into, so this is the fourth data, 10 into 1 by 3 plus 11 into 1 by 3 plus 12 into 1 by 3, and if you solve it, you can get the answer 11. That means initially we have assumed it is 3 by 10, 3 and 10. Now the updated mean value is what? 2 and 11. Okay, and we have to continuously follow this particular this step 2 and these two steps until no successive changes are there. Suppose this is what our first iteration. Now after that, if the mu 2 is also same 2 and 11, then we have to stop the method. Okay, so in this way we can guess the output, we can guess the parameters 2 and 11. So we can see here this particular data. So definitely the data 1 2 3, definitely mean should be what? Mean of this particular distribution should be what? It is 2, and 10 11 and 12 for the data, the actual mean should be what? It should be 11. Okay, so with the help of this particular process we can identify the parameters of the mixture model, of the mixture. Now we can see, now we can use this particular weight matrix to identify the clusters. Now you can see here, if you compare these two value, okay, if you compare these two value, so that value is maximum. Okay, so that value is greater than this one, that means x1 should belongs to cluster number C1. Now if you compare this one, this value is maximum, so x2 belongs to cluster number C1, x3 belongs to cluster number C1, but here x4 belongs to cluster number C2. x5 should be C2 and x6 should be C2. And we use this particular weight matrix after say few iterations, after final iteration. So we have to use final weight matrix to know the cluster number of the given data. Okay, now we'll see the Python implementation of the expected maximization algorithm.
This is what our Python implementation of expected maximization clustering algorithm. Okay, here we need a NumPy package. Here number of cluster assume 2. Now this is what our input data. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12. These are the lines through which print the number of data and the dimension. Now this is what initial guess of the mean. Through this line we can guess the initial means, and here we print the initial mean. Now in this case we fixed the sigma value. So we have fixed the sigma value. The sigma value is 0.82. For complicated problem, you can guess the sigma value randomly. We can initialize the sigma value randomly, and then you can perform the problem. Okay, now we need one weight matrix. Now this is what our main iteration. So in this iteration, we iterated the whole process 100 times. This is what our convergence criteria. Now these are the lines for the expectation step. Okay, so you can see here we identify the probability. Okay, and this is what our expectation maximization step. This is what our maximization step. You can check, it's very simple. And here we print the final mean, and this is what we print the final weights, and these are the lines through which we identify the cluster data with the cluster number. Okay, and if we can execute it, we can see the result. So if you can execute it, the initial guess is what, initial mean is what, 6 and 10. Okay, initial mean is 6 and 10, but the final mean is what, 2 and 11 is the final mean, and this is what the final weights. Here the data with the cluster number, we can see the first 3 data belongs to cluster number 0, and the next 3 data belongs to the cluster number 1. Okay, re-execute it. The initial guess is what, 11 and 10. Okay, initial mean, but the final mean is what, 11 and 10. That means 11 and 2. So first 3 data belongs to the cluster number 1, and last 3 data belongs to the cluster number 0. Now if you re-execute it, the initial mean is what, 7 and 10, but the final mean is what, it's 2 and 11 once again, and the first 3 data belongs to the 0th cluster, and last 3 data belongs to the first cluster. Okay, and that is the end of this particular video. Thank you very much.